Greetings street racing fans, Sharky, your race master here, and this is A11 Outlaws Season 2. This season I am joined by last season's now retired King of the Season, Keldon Raven, who will be helping out with commentating and be our season finish line marshal from the Raven's Nest. Keldon, can you please run us through the Season 2 rules?
So, Season 2 rules. All the races are first past the post. The league table contains 10 spaces. You beat the gatekeeper for entry into the list. Call-outs can only challenge one position above, and all call-outs must be in front of the race master, me, or by mutual consent. So I think we'll potentially allow call-out.
That makes sense, because if somebody then was waiting by the finish line by somebody, they could call out down there as well.
Agreed. So, if you lose, you drop to 10th position. If you are gatekeeper or challenger, you drop to challenger. That's a change from last year. If you win 3 times as position 1 on the list, you retire as king of the list. If you lose to the same gatekeeper twice in a row, you're out. At the end of the season, any king of the list race off and become king of the season. This includes any previous king of the season.
Yes, so that's it. That's the Season 2 rules. That's how it goes. Let's see what we've got in this episode. Right, guys and girls and anybody in between. Drivers meeting. So, the last time we got together, it was very interesting racing. Keldon, do you want to run us through the standings of the list at the end of episode 8, running into tonight's episode 9?
Certainly. At the end of episode 8, we had Kitsune in top ranking with 2 king wins, followed by Suck It in second, Poison Ivy in third, Crockett Tub in fourth, Felony in fifth, Mullet in sixth position, Moonshot in seventh, Hondrelay in eighth, the Jet Fuel Nova in ninth, and Remu in 10th position, with Black 13 as the gatekeeper and Sidebite as the challenger.
Yes, very interesting that. We thought that Black 13 was going out last time.
It certainly was getting very close to it.
Anyway, we have had 3 call-outs and it was a race. And Logan Mitchell, driver of Suck It, won the race in the fact that he managed to get to Tamamai Kitsune and call him out before Poison Ivy could get to Logan Mitchell to call him out. So race 1 will be Suck It versus Kitsune for P1, and if Kitsune wins that, everybody moves up, which will mean that Poison Ivy will at that point then be P1, which will be interesting. So maybe she didn't want to do that, but who knows. Right, race 2, Black 13 wants to get away from Sidebite, I think, because he's called out Colette.
It certainly seems like he's desperate to get away from the bottom end of that pack.
Definitely. Now, the other interesting one. Our friend Cuboid.
Ah, yes, Cube.
Crockett Tub has already beaten Poison Ivy this season.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really want her to get to P1.
So he's gotten his dibs in early?
He has, because race 3 will be Crockett Tub versus Poison Ivy.
Now that could be interesting, because that could, depending on what happens earlier on, that could put Crockett Tub top of the list.
It could. Or it could give Poison Ivy her first king win.
Or it could give Poison Ivy her first king win.
Well, that's what we got. Let's get down to it. So here we go for A11 Outlaws, Episode 9, Race 1. Up at the line, we have a defence of Position 1. And on the left-hand side, with 2 king wins, is Tamimai in the RTR Customs Fox Buddy Mustang Kitsune. On the right-hand side, the challenger, Logan Mitchell, in his blue vehicle, Suck It. Race 1. Red, amber, green, go, go, go.
And Kitsune wins.
Kitsune wins. Kitsune wins. We have another king of the list.
Another
Kitsune
king.
wins.
Another king.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, before we move on to race 2, which will be Black 13 versus Reimu, Keldon, do you want to just run us through what that changes and where that makes things stand now?
Well, with Kitsune coming our latest king of the list, he's obviously disappeared off the top.
Yep.
Suck It dropped down.
Yep.
And that puts Poison Ivy up at the top again.
Yeah. Now, because of the way that things work, everybody moves up the list one place before the positioning is dropped in of the person that's dropping.
Correct.
Which means that Black 13 goes up from Gatekeeper to position 10.
Correct.
Then, with the
Suck It then drops into position 10,
which puts
Black 13
at
up
9.
to position 9.
Right. And still directly behind Reimu, who they're challenging and they're up at the line next. Now, who does that bring in?
Well, that brings in the Dagenham Dustbin.
It does. And who is the driver of the Dagenham Dustbin? It is none other than the one, the only Mr. Mason Storm of the Essex Hurricanes. And like a hurricane.
Like a hurricane, first millisecond on the list, has made a Storm to get a challenge in straight away.
Yep, straight up to Ken Kilometre at side by it and said, let's go, Ken. So, yeah, we'll be moving on to that on race 4. So now going up to the line, we have race 2, which will be Black 13 on the left, Reimu on the right. Race 2, red, amber, green, go, go, go.
Reimu takes it, followed by Black 13.
Okay, interesting. But that was close most of the way down the line, I must admit.
It was bumper to bumper as they passed me.
Excellent, excellent. Good racing, good racing. Let's move on to race 3. Swiftly moving on to race 3. Up at the line, we have Crockett Tub on the left-hand lane. We have Poison Ivy on the right-hand lane.
And down here, we have Felony waiting to challenge whoever crosses the line first.
Fortuitous call-outs. Let's see how this goes. Race 3. Red, amber, green, go, go, go.
Crockett Tub showboating by crossing the line in reverse, but Crockett Tub takes it.
Wow. And the call out
is happening as we speak.
Okay.
So that will be Felony versus Crockett Tower.
Poison Ivy's not going to be happy.
Nope.
So moving on to race 4. Now we get to see the mettle of the Dagenham Dustbin to see whether Mason Storm does any better at A11 Outlaws than he does racing on Vulcan Raceway.
It's his first appearance, so this has been eagerly awaited for some time. He's been on the sidelines watching for quite some time, so he should have had plenty of time to tweak that engine.
Yeah, he's got a 1987 Ford Sierra Cosworth RS 500, 224 brake horsepower, inline 4 sport-tuned engine. We'll see how this goes against Ken Kilometre in his Flying Shingle Customs 2005 Ford GT LM. Here we go. Red, amber, green, go, go, go.
And they've both pulled up short.
Okay, we'll go for a reset. So here we go for the reset. Red, amber, green, go, go, go.
And the Dagenham Dustbin showboating
In reverse.
Across the line in reverse.
Yeah, and Sidebite is pulled up part way down the line just at the end of my car park.
I'm presuming that's the reason why the Dagenham Dustbin came past me in reverse. It was so we could make sure that Sidebite was okay.
Possibly. Right. Moving on to race 5.
Has anybody seen Jason today? His car's here, but I've not seen hiding a hair of him for ages. Not since the drivers' meeting.
Do you think he's hiding in a ditch or something, hiding from Poison Ivy?
I think he could be.
Oh, oh, oh! Wow. So Mason Storm, that guy must have a big set of brass ones.
Don't tell me after his success in the last race, he's taking on Poison Ivy.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's not like going big when you start off.
I mean, you know, hello. We'll see how that goes for him. Anyway, up at the line, we've got the 2 yellow cars. We've got Katie Horizon, the eBay entrepreneur, on the left-hand side in her yellow Lamborghini 4-wheel drive Moonshot. And on the right, we have got the Honda K-swapped Hondralet of Wade Kyle. Here we go. Red, amber, green, go, go, go.
And Moonshot takes it.
Moonshot takes it. Nice. Nice. You just don't credit it. Coming out from hiding, because that's what he must have been doing, behind my compressor shed, was Jason. And he's just walked up to Logan Mitchell, driver of Suck It, and gone, I don't want to race Poison Ivy, so I'm going to race you, because then that way I don't have to race her.
Anything to avoid Poison Ivy, eh?
Definitely. Oh my lord. So that will be the next race up in a few moments. Race 6. Red, amber, green, go, go, go. Oh!
Crockett Tub has pulled Felony up short of the line.
For a defence of position 1. So we'll go for a reset. Race for position 1, reset 1. Red, amber, green, go, go, go.
And Felony takes it.
And Crockett,
Okay.
he managed to flip it over the top of Enforcer, land it back on its wheels in my car park.
Impressive. As long as he's okay.
He was obviously hit the nitrous way too much and launched it. But it still means he drops to position 10.
Indeed.
Moving on to race 7, but as we do so, they're really going for it tonight, aren't they?
Are they? What have we got not happening now?
Well, Felony had pulled up.
Yeah.
Jack Stan Jimmy went over and went, I'm not having this. Let's go.
Fair enough.
So, race 9 will be Jack Stan Jimmy versus Felony. And Scott O'Brien, driver of the Jet Fuel Nova, has called out Katie Horizon in Moonshot.
Not surprised by that. He's not raced tonight. I think he's feeling a bit left out.
Yeah, and that'll be the last race of the night, race 10. Anyway, up at the line, Poison Ivy versus the Dagenham Dustbin. This will be interesting. This will be a real test for the Dagenham Dustbin.
Definitely.
Wish him all the best of luck. Don't think he's going to win, but I wish him all the best of luck anyway.
Well, stranger things have happened.
So, the white car on the left-hand side is the Dagenham Dustbin. The purple car on the right-hand side is Poison Ivy. Here we go. Red. Amber. Green. Go, go, go.
As expected, Poison Ivy wins that one.
Yep, and Dagenham Dustbin is on his roof here at the traffic lights at the start line.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I think he just hit it a little bit too hard.
They seem to be having a lot of trouble timing their nitro today.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the same thing, that because it was the same lane that Crockett Tub was having the problems with. So it could be that that lane is just not holding the nitrous they're putting down.
Could be, could be.
Okay, so we'll get him recovered and then we'll get moved on to Black 13 versus Suckit. Moving on to race 8, and we've got Suckit versus Black 13. But before we do, just want to explain something.
Well, because Poison Ivy managed to hold her position, because it was the gatekeeper that was challenging and lost, Dagenham Dustbin has moved from gatekeeper to challenger.
Right.
Which pushes Sidebite up to gatekeeper.
Yep. And because it was a call out that was done when Poison Ivy was position 10, it would have made a multi-jump.
Jumped multi-places had he won.
Yeah, okay. So, up at the line now, we've got Black 13 versus Suckit. Black 13 is the white car on the left-hand side. Suckit is the blue people carrier on the right-hand side. Here we go. Red. Amber. Green. Go, go, go.
And pulled up short.
Okay, we'll go for a reset. Reset 1. Red. Amber. Green. Go, go, go. Well, that was nifty.
Black 13 wins, but that was questionable.
Yeah,
he pulled up Suckit short and then creeped across the lane himself.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Our last 2 races see our top 4 place drivers. And race 9 sees Felony versus Mullet. Mullet is on the left-hand side, is the silver grey coloured vehicle. Felony is the black vehicle with the red hood scoop on the right-hand side. So this is for position 1 and a potential first king win for Felony. Red. Amber. Green. Go, go, go.
And Felony takes it. Although Mullet has ended up on his roof. We'll get the safety team to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Here we go for race 10. And Felony's going to end the night on 1 king win. This will see who will be in P2. On the left-hand side, we've got the yellow car, which is Moonshot. On the right-hand side, we have the Gulf liveried jet fuel Nova of Scott O'Brien. Race 10. Red, amber, green, go, go, go.
Pulled up short, so we're going to have to go for a reset.
Go for a reset. Race 10, reset 1. Red, amber, green, go, go, go.
And Jet Fuel Nova takes it.
And Moonshot pulls up part way down the line. We'll pull it all together and let you know what the full standings are at the end of the night in a few moments. Well, Keldon, another hell of a night of racing.
And another king of the list.
Indeed. Another challenger for you at the end of the season.
Well, you know, they've got to come and try and take on the best.
Yes, but unlike Enforcer and Del Fuego, you have actually raced against Kitsune before.
I have indeed.
So, yes, Tamimai, the gentleman to my left-hand side, has now got 3 king wins and has gone off the top of the list to join with Dan Buster, Del Fuego and the Enforcer to race off against you at the end of the season.
Indeed.
Whether we will get another person joining that, there's time yet.
There is, and only time will tell.
We've got what? Two more nights of racing.
2 more nights of racing.
So it is possible because Felony is sitting on 1 king win as king of the list.
Yep.
And how does the rest of the list sit at the moment?
As you've just said, we've got Felony in position 1, followed by the Jet Fuel Nova, followed by Remu in position 3, Jason in Black 13 in position 4.
If he's not done hiding.
If he's not done hiding. Because directly behind him in position 5 is Poison Ivy, followed by Hondrele, followed by Crockett Tub.
Yeah, then we've got Logan Mitchell in Sucket. We've got Mullet. And rounding out in position 10 is Katie Horizon, the eBay entrepreneur in Moonshot, out that 4-wheel drive. It's not giving her much of an advantage.
It doesn't seem to be. She seems to be having a bit of trouble keeping it straight with that, which is unusual.
And then Gatekeeper, we've got Sidebite. And Dagenham Duffspin, after his earlier win, he was a bit brave calling out Poison Ivy.
Yeah, very, very strong out the gate, though.
Yeah.
And to be fair, was doing very, very well on those races.
Yeah.
I think it's going to just more of a case of finding his feet at the moment.
Yeah, I think what it was that it kind of a bit of trigger finger with the nitrous when he was up against Poison Ivy, and the track just couldn't hold it. Because it's interesting, that left-hand lane tonight, him and Crockett Tub had problems.
Both had problems. But then you've got to take every advantage you can when you're up against a strong contender like Poison Ivy.
Yeah, now, because of the problems we had earlier in the year and the problems with the track and having to move locations for where we're racing, we are going to do a thing. Normally, you only get 1 episode of A11 Outlaws a month. We're going to work in an extra episode just before Christmas. So we'll have 2 episodes this month. Obviously, now this is the beginning of December. We'll have another one. Episode 10 will be the end of December. And then we've got episode 11 and 12 to come, so that'll be January and February.
Yep.
And then we've got the race off, so we've got 3 more episodes.
3 more
for another potential king.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to do the usual things:
like,
comment,
and subscribe.
And don't forget to share the video to Facebook and Facebook groups for Diecast Racing to get more people interested in watching what we do. It's a good night from me.
And a good night from me.
And we'll catch you all again.